and welcome back. As always, I am your girl, Candy Washington, and today we are going to talk about the latest episode of Married to Medicine, Party Foul, Season 9, Episode 4. We are going to get into it. So, yes, you guys, I had this scheduled for 2 o'clock, but I saw that Kimpire, who's another content creator that we love and support, was going live at 2:30, covering the same episode. So I wanted to be respectful and just push mine back so that you guys could watch his live and then come join mine live if you want to. So yeah, just wanted to support other content creators, and here we are. So as you come into the room, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community, and you can always join as a member or just, hang out with us. It's always a fun kiki. So let's get into it. First up, so this is the episode after the whole heavenly intervention, right? After the girls got heavenly, did the whole video montage at Contessa's house. I find it very ironic that Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa are mad at each other for doing essentially the same thing to each other. So Dr. Contessa, rightly so, is upset with Dr. Heavenly for going on her YouTube channel and basically dogging her out, dogging her marriage out, dogging her husband out, dogging everybody out, right? Hey, what's up? Hey, Darren. Darren says, hey, happy Monday. Hey, happy Monday, sweetheart. How are you? What is up? What is up? What is up? Hey, hey. So, yes. Hey, Kamiko. Hey, sweetheart. What is up? How are you? Hey. You guys weren't here, but I said I had this scheduled for 2, but then I saw Kim Byer was going live at 2:30, so I pushed mine back because I know a lot of people who watch mine watch Kimpire too. So I wanted people to be able to watch Kimpire and mine. So I pushed mine back. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now we're back, right? So I feel like Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa are mad at each other for essentially doing the same thing to each other. But I am on Dr. Contessa's side 100% on this one. So Contessa's pissed off at Heavenly for going on YouTube and dogging her out, her husband out, her whole family out, right? Which Dr. Heavenly has done to basically every single person on that platform. Not new, really messed up, not cool, whatever. And her whole thing is well, at least from what I see from Dr. Contessa, she got up on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube channel and has dogged other people out. So to me, why Contessa is so affected by it, where Dr. Jackie's just I don't care. She doesn't take Dr. Heavenly seriously, and Dr. Simone is just I don't take her seriously. Nobody. The reason why Contessa is so affected by it is because Contessa actually drank Dr. Heavenly's Kool-Aid and thought that they were actually friends. So she's like, wait a minute, I know you dog other people out, but I never thought that you would come and dog me out, right? So that's why she's all mad up in arms. Hey, Natalie. What's up, sweetheart? Hey, how are you? Yay! Right? And then now Dr. Heavenly, who is now trying to play the victim, which is so ridiculous and crazy to me. Dr. Heavenly, you're no way the victim in the situation. I can't believe Contessa did this. She's forever calling Toya dumb, which I do not appreciate. Simone flip-flop or whatever, but not Contessa. So again, you thought that, in my mind, I think Contessa thought Heavenly was her friend. I think Heavenly thought that she could control Dr. Contessa. And that's why she's all mad in her feelings now. But I actually think the truth is of why Dr. Heavenly is doing all this stuff is because she doesn't want a light shown on her own marriage, on her own state of affairs. So she's going around picking at everybody else because she doesn't want anybody to look at what's going on in her. Allegedly, word on the street, Dr. Daddy Damon is dating somebody in his office or his law practice, or not his law practice, his medical practice. And I've said this from day one. It is and honestly, from season 1, I think it's really clear that Damien is probably has a calendar, and the moment the littlest girl goes off to college, he's out. He's out. Even when Dr. Heavenly, with her crocodile tears, was like, "Oh, I didn't tell you, Daddy, what they did." He was like, "Okay, well, we all know you're disrespectful as hell." So he said it in his little light ways, but nobody is buying the crocodile tears. And then when she didn't, and then when he didn't say what she wanted to hear, she was like, "Oh no, we have to go get our outfits now." It was so fake. Like Dr. Heavenly couldn't even pretend to cry. It was so fake, and she was so dismissive, and she's just a nasty, evil, mean-spirited person. And you see on her face how she gets pleasure hurting other people. That's sick and that's sadistic to me. 100%. Hey, Miss T, what's up, sweetheart? What's up? Hey, Miss T, Dr. Daddy also said also said some real weird things. Ooh, what did he say? What did you think the weird things were? Put him down. Put him down. Put him down. I think Dr. Daddy is so checked out. I think he just really is just so checked out that he's probably just talking. Oh, he said Dr. Daddy said men are supposed to yell and be rough and not women. Oh yeah, that was weird when he was like, it's your strength comes from being meek in something else, meek in something. And that's where the women get their strength from, but you can't be aggressive because the men are aggressive. You know what? And I'm just spitballing here since you brought it up. With that situation, I think Dr. Daddy Damon, I think what he said is weird, but I think it's more so what he's saying to Dr. Heavenly in a very passive aggressive way than what he actually thinks about women. Because if you look at it, he's the meek one, he's the quiet one, he's the passive one. And Dr. Heavenly is the aggressive, loud, obnoxious, disrespectful one. So I think he's probably saying to her, you need to chill the F out. I know it kind of came across weird, but if I had to guess, I think it was more of his way, trying to do a, not even like a dig, but just trying to sublime to her because she is so aggressive and crazy, rather than an actual commentary on women and men, if that makes sense. Because if you look at him, he's very passive, he's very meek, he's very quiet. You know what I'm saying? Hey Sharon, what's up? Hello, Candy, my love. Hey, sweetheart, what's up? But yeah, I still say hashtag free Dr. Damon Daddy. Free Dr. Damon Daddy. That is what it is. Heavenly can miss me with all this stuff. I agree with Dr. Simone though. There is no right way to approach Dr. Heavenly and all her stuff because she doesn't care and she gets pleasure. So even when they do the one-on-ones, even when they do the sidebars with her, even when they do the big intervention, nothing's gonna work with Dr. Heavenly. Nothing. Because she is who she is. She's sociopathic that way. Well, I don't want to diagnose anybody, but she is who she is. Nothing's gonna work with her because she doesn't care. Because she's so empty on her own. But let's move on to Anila and her corny ass husband, Kieran. Now I know why Ms. Gomez really left. One, Ms. Gomez was probably running the entire show at the house. I mean, the fact that Anila is complaining about taking care of 2 children, and she's saying it like she has never, like this is her first time being a mother. But aren't her kids like older? Like that boy has to at least be like 5 or 6, and the girl's probably like what, 7, 8, and 9. Like you've been a mother for this whole long. Anila was acting like the kids just popped out of nowhere and this was her first time being a mother and she had no clue what to do because probably that's how it's been. You know what I mean? Like I was so confused. She was literally acting like she had no idea this is what motherhood was or being a parent was. But I'm like, but your son is like 5 or 6 and your daughter's almost 9 or 10. Over the last 9 to 10 years, you didn't get this figured out yet? It is crazy. Miss T says Anila needs to spend more time with her kids. Anila needs to get off of the show. I'm sorry. I find her annoying. I find her disrespectful. I find her clownish. I am not an Anila fan at all. Darren says Karen is a goofball. Karen is okay. Let's get into the whole the mover situation. Okay, Missy says Anila can't get a housekeeper. The way Karen was speaking to Eugene and the way Karen comes across in the confessionals, I think Miss Gomez left because the kids were a lot. Anila was completely checked out and not hands-on at all, and she was literally raising her children. And two, because Karen is weird. I would not want to be around him. He's nasty and he's weird and he thinks he's being sarcastic, but he's actually just being really creepy. Kieran creeps me out. If I was out at a bar and Kieran was around, I would move away from him. Kieran creeps me out. He does the weird bug eyes things. He's just completely, he's a weirdo to me. And I don't mean weirdo in any disrespectful or derogatory way. He's just weird to me. He's creepy and he's weird and I don't like him. I think what they did dressing up as the movers was dead wrong. I don't think it was funny. I don't think it was a joke. I think they sat around and they thought, how can we try to humiliate Toya and her husband? Point blank, period. People can have issues with Toya all they want. Toya can drink, she can get loud, she can do this, she can do that. The finances, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, can we just, chill and, give people grace for a minute and just, take a break for a second and actually call a thing a thing? What Anila and Karen did was wrong. It wasn't funny. It was malicious. It was mean-spirited. And it wasn't a joke. It was a dig. And I'm very disappointed that none of the other women on the cast, even if you don't mess with Toya like that, didn't come to her defense more. Yes, Darren, exactly. He gives me the creeps with those eyes, oh, it was funny as hell. I can't even do it. It's the weirdest thing. He creeps me out. He's a creep factor. No wonder Ms. Gomez got in that car and drove, she was Speedy Gonzalez, and she was like, I am never coming back. What was really happening in that house? I want Ms. Gomez to talk. Because what Anila and Karen did just rubbed my spirit the wrong way. It wasn't a joke, and it wasn't funny. It was calculated, and it was mean-spirited, and it was very, very nasty. Point blank, period. And Kieran trying to get all up in Eugene's face, I'm not the dullest MFer in here. And yeah, I said what I said. It was funny, that weird face he made. Doubling down on being a jerk just makes you more of a jerk. Doesn't make you funny. Doesn't make you cool. It just makes you more of a jerk. To me, Anila and Kieran can go. I'm tired of them. They can go. I was also disappointed with the men. You've known Eugene for years. Karen is some weird dude on the block. And the men know good and well, and the women know good and well, if any of the other couples came dressed up in a derogatory way about something that they were going through, that maybe they were embarrassed about, maybe something that was happening with them, they would have a problem with it. I don't think they would think it was a joke. And I agree with what his face said. Dr. Jackie's husband. I agree with what he said. It would have been funny if Toya and Anila were in a good space. That would have been a joke. If it's me and my good girlfriend and they're making a joke and we're in a good space and we can laugh and geeky about it, sure. But if I don't mess with you and you don't mess with me, we've had a falling out and you do that, that's not a joke. Those are shots fired. And the fact that they got their jumpsuit engraved with their names, stalkers. I'm sorry, it's sick. It's sick. It's not funny. It's sick. Like, if you really stop and look at what they did, they rented a U-Haul truck. They got their names engraved on these jumpsuits. Like, that is a lot. That is a lot. That's not a joke. Like, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know. I need Anila and I need Karen gone and I need Miss Gomez to talk. What was like, because he's a creeper. He's weird. He's creepy. Anila is completely flat and boring. She's only there to be Dr. Heavenly's poodle doll. Speaking of Dr. Heavenly's poodle doll and Anila, I am really interested to see what is going to be Quad's response to the scene with Anila and Dr. Heavenly when Dr. Heavenly says the name of the man and the alleged married man and the alleged woman who's telling all of this stuff. I know Bravo bleeped it out, but I'm really, really wondering what Quad's response to that will be. If she's done it, I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see. Hey, Misty, Anila put time into that costume. She rented a truck. Exactly. I'm sorry. It's not a joke. That's not a joke. You rented a truck and then you got your name engraved on the jumpsuits. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That is too far. That's too far. It's too far. Especially just like what's his face said. You're not in the place for that. You're not in the place. Exactly. Darren said it wasn't funny. Exactly. It wasn't funny. And I'm disappointed in the women. Sure, you may think Toya is, overspender, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But when you see that another castmate has hurt another castmate like that and is literally clowning them, I'm disappointed. And the women all turn their backs and like huddle together because they didn't want to see, like, oh, you mad, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It made me like the whole cast less. It made me like them a lot less because it wasn't funny. It wasn't a joke. It was very dirty, nasty, and mean-spirited. And like, can you just give Toya a break? Like, can you just give the girl a break? So I don't know. That was crazy to me. What else is up? And the men disappointed me too. I feel like they should have had Eugene's back more. They really disappointed me with that one. What else happened? Kind of boring. Not boring, but like interesting, but not that interesting. I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and talk. Let me see if it goes. Link to join. Let me know if that goes through. Anyway, I am interested to see what is going to happen with Dr. Heavenly and Contessa, how that's all going to play out. I'm interested in seeing what Quad's response to Dr. Heavenly revealing the man's name and the women is going to be. I'm interested in seeing the next episode with Karen and Eugene play out more. And I really hope the men step up more. I really hope that they have Eugene's back because to me, Karen is creepy. He's weird. He's a mess. And I need both of them to go. Like, pretty much. Like, that could just be that for me. What are our feelings on Dr. Jackie? Does Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly have a fallout? Isn't there like that preview where Dr. Heavenly's like, where do we go from here? Or Dr. Jackie's like, where do we go from here? And she's like, I don't know if we can or not. I want to figure out what's going on with Dr. Jackie. I need more from her. I like Dr. Simone. She's doing all that stuff. And did you guys catch when Dr. Jackie said to Contessa, oh, I don't care. It doesn't bother me when she says stuff about my husband. What I think that means. Hey, Sharon, I don't like that old hoe. Natalie, Jackie is fake. But see, Dr. Jackie is going through the motions. I really don't think she cares about how Contessa really feels. Listen, this is the thing. I don't think Dr. Jackie cares about how anybody feels other than her and Dr. Simone. I don't even think she cares about her husband. I think that I agree 100%. I think Dr. Jackie is just there to collect the check. She's there to promote her practice, and she's there to promote her skincare line. When she said, I don't care, it doesn't bother me when Dr. Heavenly says things about my husband. One, because I think that she thinks Dr. Heavenly is a clown. So she doesn't care what Dr. Heavenly says. She doesn't respect her. She doesn't take her seriously. So she's like, yeah, go on YouTube, spill your brain, whatever. Nobody takes you seriously, Dr. Heavenly. You're a clown. Nobody cares. So I think that that's one reason why. The second reason why is I don't think anybody's believing that Dr. Jackie and her husband are actually back together in marital bliss. Do I think they stayed married? Yes. Do I think they're a married couple? No. No, I don't think she really cares what her husband does anymore. I think he does him and she does her, and it is what it is. And she's keeping more of her money by not divorcing him. And that's just how it is. Ms. T, Jackie ran after Heavenly first. That speaks volumes. Yeah, I still don't understand why Jackie is all up Heavenly's butt still. I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless production was like, you know, you're the closest to her, you need to call her. Or maybe Heavenly was calling Jackie because she's the closest to Jackie. But I still think that Jackie only used Heavenly when she had the falling out with Dr. Simone. I feel like that was the only reason why Heavenly and Dr. Jackie got close, was because Dr. Jackie and Simone had the falling out. Hey, Darren, I'm not sure where things are between Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly. She's probably going through the motions because Jackie will read you. Yeah. Yeah. And on the show, I feel like the only genuine friendships are, I think Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone are a genuine friendship. But the rest, it's all play. There's no real other genuine friendships there. Darren says, I'm not sure things stand between Jackie and Heavenly. Maybe Jackie is going through the motions. To me, Dr. Jackie seems checked out. She seems, I agree with you 100%. She's just going through the motions. She seems 100% checked out, not interested, just there for the check, just there to promote, and just there to do whatever. But she's 100% going through the motions. And you know what? Quiet as kept. I think Dr. Simone is going through the motions too, with her husband and on the show. I think Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie are Thelma and Louise. They have their whole little situation going on. I don't mean like they're together romantically by that. I mean like they're best friends. They have their little friendship back and they're excited about that. And they're going through the motions for the rest of the show. I need Anila gone. I need Dr. Heavenly. Honestly, she could go too. I know she brings drama to the show, but I don't really like watching her. It's one of those situations where it's too much. It's too much. And also Dr. Heavenly, there's a difference between, like, in her comebacks kill me. Oh, you said it on the show. We talked about it on the show, the reunion. There's a difference between talking through issues on the show and on the reunion, and then dragging somebody on your YouTube channel, Dr. Heavenly. Like, those are two different things. Stop trying to equate the two. Also, stop saying, you're mad at your husband, you're not mad at me. No, sweetheart, we're mad at you. Both things can be true. You can address your husband, and we can also be mad at you, Dr. Heavenly. Both things can be true, and both things are true. They are. Do I think Dr. Contessa and Scott are happy families? No. I think they still have a lot of major issues. Did you guys catch how dismissive of Scott Dr. Contessa was when they were talking about the practice that they opened up? She was like, no, I need you to go pick up the kids because I have to do work because all you do is sit around and chat or something like that. And I was like, you know what? If he had said that to her, if a husband said that to his wife, I need you to talk less. You're too chatty. And the only thing I need you to do is go pick up the kids. Could you imagine? But that's what she said to him. On both ways, it's very dismissive and it's very diminutive. You're too chatty. You don't do anything at the work. I just need you to go pick up the kids and that's it. Yeah. I think, honestly, I think all of the couples, except for Anila and her weird, weird husband, and maybe Toya and Eugene, but the rest of the couples, I think they're all faking. I think they're all faking and going through the motions. I think Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly are faking it. I think Dr. Heavenly knows Dr. Damon is dipping out. Dr. Damon just likes to be. Dr. Damon reminds me of Coach Shaw, or Coach Shaw reminds me of Dr. Damon. They just like that, be like, yeah, yep, They kind of play this like cool, even guy. They don't really speak up, but behind the scenes, they got their person on the side. They got their little money stash. They let their wife build their own graves, and at the end of the day, they're gonna walk away with the money, and they're gonna walk away with their side piece that they actually really want to be with. I think Dr. Damon and Coach Shaw are very similar with that. Like Jen Shaw is probably gonna go to jail, and Coach Shaw, I think legally they can't hold him accountable, unlike an Erica Jane, who I think after everything now with that $27 billion lawsuit, she might be looking at some more stuff than just pretending to be drunk on camera. I think Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly are faking it. He's 1 foot out the door. The moment Alora goes to college, he's out. I think Dr. Simone and her husband are faking it. They just want to write this book, cash that check, be on the show. I think they're faking it. Dr. Jackie, her husband, they're faking it. I think Toya and Eugene aren't faking it, but I think there might be trouble in paradise. You know what I mean? I think there might be some stuff going on. People, the two reasons, and I hope they don't get divorced. I'm not speaking negativity, but the top 2 reasons people get divorced: finances and sex. You know? Hey, Miss T, Anila better learn how to cook before her doctor leaves. He can leave. He creeps me out. He creeps me out by the weird eyes, the weird things he says. Like, he just reminds me of, oh my God. I'm not even going to say it because in cancel culture, I don't want this comment to come back and bite me in the butt. So I'm not even going to say it, but I can't stand him. Hey, Miss T, Eugene is exhausted. Yes, 100%, 100%. And I believe in, yes, taking care of yourself and all of that stuff. But when it comes to Eugene and Toya, I don't see Toya putting him first. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean in this like submissive, weak, meek, like wife, woman way. I mean in an actual partnership, right? Like in partnerships, like with me and my partner, right? If I'm struggling, I want him to put me as the priority, right? And then when he's struggling, I will put him as the priority. And then if we're both in a good place, we're good. And if we're both struggling, then we just gonna have to dip into it together and work it out together, right? Whereas I feel Toya only sees her own plight. Toya only sees what affects Toya. Her being at home with the kids, her drinking all day, her beefing with the girls, her, flipping houses every other year, every 6 months, whatever, what her issues are. But I don't think she's really taking the time to see how much her husband is struggling. And he said it. I mean, if my partner was like, I feel like I'm in mud, just trudging through, the first thing I would say to him would be like, babe, what do we need to change? What do we need to figure out? What do we need to, rearrange or get together? Do you need to talk to somebody? Do you need to work less? Do we need to downsize? What can I do to pick up the slack? And I feel like that's a big missing piece because Eugene has been saying it over and over again. When I come home, I need it to be a peaceful place. I need it to be my reset, not nag, 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 nag. And that seems to be all of what Toya does. She's complaining and she's nagging. She's blaming it on being a Black woman. She's blaming it on being a Black family, which is complete BS. And he is saying to her, I feel like I'm walking through mud. He's saying to you, I am struggling. He's coming home and saying, I am exhausted. He's coming home and saying, I need a reset. You need to listen to your husband, Toya. And sometimes it's not about the money. It's about support. And it's about hearing someone. And if your partner is coming home and saying all of these things, maybe you need to put the wine glass down. Maybe you need to stop whining about houses and elevators and say, sweetheart, what can we do to make this better? What role can I play to make this better? Because if my partner was struggling the way Eugene is struggling, that's what I would say to him. Sharon says, Anila's husband is Lurch 2.0. Should I say what I really feel about her husband? Man, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want to get canceled. I don't know. Let me drink this water. Let me drink this water before I go off the deep end. But I cannot stand Anila and I cannot stand her husband. Oh, you know what I want to know? I want to see if it's going to play out more. And I have to do some research, you know. I don't be in the blogs like that, but I'm going to be a little messy for this one. I want to see, and if you guys know, has the alleged married man that Quad has been with, has his name been revealed? It was all blurred out. Like, Dr. Evelyn was like, oh, the woman's talking. Who is the woman? Who is the man? Has anybody said anything? I got to do some research on that. We can talk about that during like a Hot Topics or something. Who else is there? Heavenly's wrong. That was pretty much the episode, right, guys? Anything else? Anything else we want to talk about when it comes to Married to Med? Any of the other ladies? Anything coming up? I think things will spice up more. I'm excited to see where things are going to go with everything. But yeah, Anila's husband is Lurch, and he's something else too. But I don't want to get canceled, so I'm not going to say it. So yeah, you guys, I think we have it. That was this week's episode. But stick around because later tonight I'm going to do Hot Topics, and then we'll also cover, this week we'll do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We will also do reunion part 2 of Love and Marriage DC. I'm going to watch that tonight later on, and then we can do that tomorrow. We can recap that to see what is good. And what else? Any other shows that we're doing. But I think we've got it for Married to Med today. As always, I love you guys. If you're having a fun Kiki, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. Hey, Miss T, she says, oh, good. See you later for Hot Topics. Yes. I was like, I'll do Hot Topics today. Yes. Miss T says, that reunion. I haven't seen it yet, you guys. I haven't seen it yet. We'll do Hot Topics in about an hour or so. And then I'm going to watch the reunion part 2, and we can talk about that tomorrow. So I'm so excited. Yes. All right, you guys. Mwah. I love you. Have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.